Our monthly Ask the Governor hour here on 96.9 WTKK, where the numbers are 617-822-1969, Verizon callers, pound 969. We're going to take all your calls in just a couple of minutes, but since you were at the big historic scene on election night out in Chicago, you were there at Grant Park where the speech was made. Just tell us again, what was it like out there? People must have gone crazy when they announced over the television
Yeah, it was
jumbotrons.
incredible. I mean, the ground really shook. I mean, there was such electricity in the crowd. It was all very orderly, and in some ways actually quite solemn once the announcement was made. I mean, lots of people were crying and just overcome. I think there was a quality of the solemn on the president-elect's face actually when he came out onto the stage. It was remarkable, and lots and lots of people who had worked so hard for this and hoped so hard for this, and I think everyone appreciated the graciousness of Senator McCain's comments.
It was beautiful, actually. It was terrific.
It was really great, and his unifying tone and how appropriate and helpful that was, and the magnanimity of the president-elect as well.
Did you spoke to Obama briefly before he took the stage? Is that correct?
No, afterwards.
And what was that conversation like?
Well, it wasn't. We were back in the tent with elected officials at that point. He came in to thank everyone and greet them. There was a small rope line, and we just had a minute to hug. And
what'd you call him a week ago when you talked to him?
A week ago, I called him Barack.
What do you call him now?
I call him Mr. President.
Oh, my God. Hey,
I think it's clear here, going forward in politics in America, I think yes we can and together we can may be the way to go.
Well, I got a
the
message.
hopeful thing.
I got a message from a friend of mine who on Wednesday, I think it was, who made the observation that yes we can turns out to be more than a political slogan.
Yeah.
And I have always believed that. It is an assertion of American character. And I think what Senator Obama has done, the President-elect has done, is touch that and summon it. And it's a good thing because we're going to need that kind of optimism and willingness to take on big issues and to take them on together in order to address the big challenges.
Governor, before we get to the calls, we're going to do it in a minute, and we know we're looking at the calls. Half of them are on the presidential situation. That's fine. Half of them are what's going on in Massachusetts. That's also fine. I want to play you briefly. I want to talk to you about what this means for race relations in this country in your estimation. Here's what somebody else who brings some credentials to the table told us on the air yesterday. Could you play that, John?
It's almost catharsis. It's a lifting of a veil. It's the removing of a miasma, like a cloud that has been existing that people wipe away and it keeps coming back, like a mist over a windshield, that you wipe it away but it comes back. That is gone. The job now is for us to keep that mist away and to keep that door open.
Now, that's
Is
my
that
favorite.
Doug Wilder?
That's Doug Wilder.
I thought so, yeah.
Gave us a buzz yesterday. What does it do? I mean, there are all these, on one hand, there's discussion about people saying, obviously, it is a huge breakthrough. It doesn't fix everything, but it's a major moment. And at the same time, you read about this fire, this burning down of this church in the midst of being built in Springfield, which police and firefighters saying may be a hate crime. First of all, do you know anything more recently on that? Is there anything?
No,
okay.
I know. I mean, I'm up to date on the investigation. But
there have been no conclusions yet.
Correct.
So give us what does this mean for real people, not for people of great stature, but for real people? What's this mean?
Well, it means just what you said, that it's a huge step forward. It is a breakthrough. We still have work to do. But it does affirm that something that a lot of us have believed, which is that people are ready not to overlook race, but to transcend it. In other words, to see the whole picture, to see the whole case. And I think that I've always believed that this notion of colorblind as a goal and a destination is not really realistic or even helpful, because if you're colorblind, then there are parts of me you don't see, and that is a part of me. But seeing the whole of me and not just stopping at that and letting all your assumptions and presumptions fill up the blank, I think is where people are, and actually how people want to be treated. Not just black people, all people. They want you to see them as something other than just a cartoon or a caricature. And I think that Barack Obama put his faith in the American people in that respect, just as I did in the people of Massachusetts, and I think they saw the whole case. I will say, Doug Wilder introduced me at the Virginia delegation lunch during the convention in Denver. And one of the things he said when he was introducing me was, as Doug Wilder, as the first elected black governor of Massachusetts in the country, former governor of Virginia, he said, people always brag about and compliment him on being the first. He said it doesn't mean a thing unless there's a second. And I think that the president-elect sees that too. That it's an enormous statement about where we are as a nation, that we have decisively elected the first African-American president. But that means something if we are still making opportunities available at all levels for people who are ready throughout the country.
Fair enough. Let's go to the call.